So I just finished watching episode 4 of One Piece, and in this episode, we basically got a backstory on how Luffy got his hat, but it's actually a lot deeper than that. It's actually more of a story about the person that inspired Luffy to become a pirate and sort of become the person he is now. Well, you could tell in the episode Luffy's always been the same way. Like, he doesn't take shit. He's always up for a fight, and he's very determined. You know what I mean? Even as a kid, when he deemed that Shanks and stuff, basically Shanks is a pirate and he has a crew, and there are a bunch of bandits that came into the bar and started fucking shit up. And Shanks didn't do anything about it, and Luffy was pissed. So, turns out Shanks is just a chill dude. He said at the end, he was like, if somebody came and did some horrible stuff to me, I don't care. But the fact that they harmed Luffy, which they did, annoys him to the point where he's like happy to fight for it, basically. So Shanks seems like a really good dude. But Luffy was like pissed at them for not doing anything, to the point where he actually tried to confront them himself, even as like a toddler, essentially, even as a kid. So it just goes to show Luffy's always had that mindset of like not getting pushed around and like fighting back, you know what I mean? So I really like that about Luffy, like as a character. But the other thing we learned was more about the devil fruit, specifically the gum fruit that Luffy ate. And he just sort of ate it on a whim when he was angry. And it turns out it doesn't just make him stretchy, it also makes him immune to swimming. Not immune to swimming, weak to swimming. He literally can't swim, he just drowns. So, as a pirate that's always on the sea, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm sure that's going to come into play at some point, like he'll fight somebody and he'll end up in the sea. And I don't know how he's supposed to get out of it. But yeah, that seems like a big problem for a pirate. But there was a moment at the end of this flashback where that really shocked me, where Shanks essentially saves Luffy from being eaten by this giant creature that ate the bandit that was giving him grief earlier. And he loses his arm, saving Luffy. That goes to show what sort of man Shanks is. Like, Luffy's crying. You got to think at this point, Luffy's literally a kid, and he's just seen this guy that he really looks up to lose his arm, saving him, and he's crying and stuff like that. And it really hit me. And Shanks is just saying, like, says to him, like, don't worry, it's just an arm. Like, I owe you one. And it just goes to show the sort of dude that Shanks is. I really think he's great, and I'm excited at some point in the future. I'm sure Luffy is going to find Shanks again as an adult, and I think that's going to be really good. Well, a teenager, whatever age Luffy is. But I think because One Piece is so long, it has so much room to like grow in terms of its characters, its world, and I'm really excited to see more characters get established and themes and all that sort of stuff. I'm really excited to see this story continue. There's also this girl that's been highlighted in every episode so far. I haven't really talked about her, but she seems like a thief, and she seems like she stole a map of the Grand Line from this dude called Buggy, who's also eaten a devil fruit, who's like the leader of a pirate crew. And Luffy just landed on an island where he is. So I imagine that's going to be the next confrontation. So I'm excited about that. Like a fight between two people that have devil fruits. We haven't seen that yet. So that'll be sweet. Awesome episode.